Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome to another video log. It's been a long time in the making. I always say that I'm going to do this video log today and then postpone it, and I say, you know what, let's do it today and then postpone it and postpone it. But you know, now's the time. This is the time I'm going to do this. And basically, I'm just going to give you guys some fresh updates on how things are going, what's needs to be done, and how close we are to launch date on this thing, on this website. But before I begin, I'm bring back my sporadically reoccurring segment where I bring something weird to drink onto the vlog. And I was shopping the other day, and this thing caught my eye, and this is like this new Coke. I don't want to necessarily call it a bottle, like a new Coke delivery unit. And it caught my eye because, like, isn't this the stupidest thing ever? Like, isn't this just the most ridiculous thing? I know it's supposed to look like, a Christmas ornament and supposed to be festive and all that jazz, but like, how are you supposed to hold this thing? Like, it's incredibly uncomfortable to hold this thing like this for any extended period of time. I guess you kind of like have to hold it like this or something, and stupidest thing ever. Alright, Coke delivery unit aside, here's what's going down. Basically, I've gotten some updates sporadically interchanged with some of the new Let's Play videos that I've been putting up. Thought I'd centralize everything here in this vlog and give you guys the full rundown. So I've chosen a designer. I still got a ton of messages in my inbox that I haven't messaged yet. I got back to everyone who sent me a message thus far, and 2 or 3 times over. But now I've got another big stack of messages, so if you haven't heard from me, please don't fret. Sorry. I don't know what he's doing. This is the cat, by the way. He always has to interrupt one of these videos somehow. He always has to make a nuisance of himself. Say hello. Say hello, Nico. Say hello to everybody. Okay. Maybe he'll stay here. No, he's gone. No, he's always got to make himself a nuisance somehow and interrupt my flow. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, centralizing everything. Got a designer. People have been messaging me. If you haven't heard from me, don't fret. I'm getting through to it. I'm getting through to you. So don't like start panicking and think that I've forgotten or something like that. I'll get to it. And so I still looking for a graphic designer and still haven't chosen any of my mods yet. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. I've got over 75 people who say they want to be moderators. I'm going to have some kind of screening system. I'm thinking of maybe doing like interviews over Skype, even though that will probably be like a colossal pain in the ass to set all those up. We'll see. I got a couple ideas in mind, and I've got a couple people in mind as well. Haven't made any final decisions though. And there's something about the graphic designer I want to talk about. We'll get to that later. So in terms of the website, the layout is done. How everything is going to work, and all the pages are done. All that needs to be finished is the forums. And hopefully I'm meeting with my designer, or the guy who's designing the web page and helping me through this stuff, because I have no idea how to do this. He says he can create a forum. I'm hopefully meeting with him tomorrow or the day after and going to really hash that out and get that finished. And other than that, I need a banner for the site, and after that pretty much just making everything look good, making sure that everything looks aesthetically pleasing, that everything is set out and laid out how I would want it ideally, and that kind of stuff. And then after that, it's pretty much go time. So besides that, I want to launch the site with kind of a bang, and I've got I'm working on a bunch of videos, and I got a bunch of planned content to launch everything with. So I'll give you a rundown of what I have planned. First off, plan to bring back Napoleon Total War, plan to bring back Fallout, and the follow will probably just be Napoleon Total War will be new, obviously new Total War footage. Fallout will just be hopefully the reposting of all the videos that got taken down, and then slowly getting through that, and then finally, once I've got all that footage reposted, then we'll continue that Let's Play. Also, I got my review copy of the new Europa Universalis expansion, The Divine Wind, and I'm playing through it. I just got it today, and I've just been playing through it a couple hours, and I don't know, how much I can talk about besides that are already in, videos that Paradox has put out there already. I don't think I can put out any footage at this point. I've got to, work on some of those details. But basically, the game is shifting the focus away from Europe and really revamping and restructuring the way the Asian countries are done. And they've added major enhancements to Japan, China, and the Mongolian horde. And I'm playing through as Japan right now, and some of the additions and changes and what they've added to the game and expanded on the game is pretty awesome. So I'm hoping to have a preview, maybe a review of that when it goes live. And also, I've pretty much finished writing my Black Ops review, and I also have that as well. So lots of cool stuff. Really excited for all that. And this brings me to the last thing I wanted to talk about in terms of the site, and that is a banner. And I need a banner, and I've got an idea of how I want to do this. I talked to my designer, and I pitched him my idea, and I said, can we do something like this? And he says, sure, that's no problem. So what I intend to have is I want to have maybe a couple dozen banners, or however many, maybe just a dozen, I'm not sure. But essentially I want to have it so every time you come to the page again, or every time you refresh the page, it's a new banner. I just think it would be cool, and maybe change things up and add a little spice and flavor and life to the site. But to do that, obviously I need a couple banners, and so that's what I'm basically here to do right now, is to ask for any artists to submit any banners they could work up. I'm not really having any kind of guidelines. Basically, I think it just should say Joseph E. Stalin at some point. I mean, you're free to use whatever you want. I mean, there's tons of pictures of on my Facebook page that you can use, or it's pretty much open. I really don't like putting limitations on artists and their creative abilities. So I'm hoping to get a couple banner submissions. And when I talk out a banner, right, I'm talking about like a long sort of rectangle, and we can shape it to be whatever size you want. So there's no real size limitations. Just make sure it's kind of a long rectangle like your ordinary banner should be, and then we'll make it a uniform size and all that good stuff. So that all being said, I think I've come to the end of everything I wanted to say. Just thought I'd give you guys a couple updates, and make sure any of you who've got any kind of artistic ability at all, make sure you whip up something, and it'll be immortalized forever, is my plan. Anyway, this is going to be Joseph E. Stalin signing off for now, and you guys take care.